All right, so it's a brand new year in 2026, and I finally think it would be a good idea to start uploading consistent videos to YouTube in the form of trade recaps. Now, hopefully you're going to get benefit from this because you're going to see my strategy, which is a swing trading strategy, which in all honesty suits my lifestyle. And then also I'm going to benefit because it's going to be like an online journal. So hopefully you do get value. If you do, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. To kick things off, I traded on the 5th of January. So the time of this recording, let me just check. It is the 12th of January. So the week's played out the previous week. And I'm going to sharing with you the trades I took on the previous week, which was 2 winners and 1 loss, giving me a total of 3R for the actual week. So I'm going to go through that and we'll head over to the charts. All right, so we're on DXY, and this is where I do most of my analysis. Basically, I'm looking at DXY to show me what the dollar's doing, and of course, the trades that I take, EU and GU, I just simply do the opposite. So for this trading week, it was Monday the 5th of January. Remember, I'm recording this video the week after. Just play this forward, and you can see Monday's candle has been printed, and that's the actual day I took the trade. So what I was looking for was a daily fair value gap to be tapped. My bias was bearish on DXY, basically targeting previous weekly low, which was this as a target. Okay. Now the reason for this was simply that we swept liquidity on the daily. We've also tapped into a higher time frame POI, and also when we dropped down to the 4 hour and 1 hour, we had displacement. So we had 4 hour displacement. We completely disrespected these bearish fair value gaps on the 4 hour, and also we had this displacement as well. And the thing I was looking for this potential trade idea was this. So we can see here that we had a 1 hour fair value gap, and if this here got disrespected, then I was happy that high of the week is in. You can see here that we disrespected that, and this is when I started to look for an entry. So I was happy that high of the week was in. And remember, I trade the weekly candle, so I need to be happy that high or low of the week's in, depending on my bias. This got disrespected, and when this happened, that's when I started to look for a setup on GU. Now, if we go to GU, we can see also we have a daily fair value gap just here that it's coming from, which ties in nicely to DXY. And we can also see here we have displacement on the 1 hour. So I got in on Monday morning. It was around about here. And as soon as I saw the inverse fair value gap on DXY, this is when I basically took a market order from here, covering high of the low, low of the week, which I believed was on GU. So this is low of the week. DXY, we have high of the weekend, and I was simply targeting this. It was a 2R trade. My stop loss was around 40 pips, like so. And I might have gone a bit later about here, something like that, like so. And market executed, again targeting liquidity. So the liquidity for this, if I go on the 4 hour, was simply here, targeting that as our target. And although I entered with the idea of a swing position, I just didn't know how fast this would happen. So technically it's a day trade, it's an intraday trade, but I went in with the mindset that this is going to be a swing trade. It's going to maybe take a day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe let this play out. But as you can see, it happened very quickly on GU. Just play this forward, like so. All right, so I'm actually out of the position on Monday, right? So TPs will hit like 5 o'clock here in the UK. You're going to see those trades on the screen now. I took 2 separate trades on 2 separate prop firms, and it played out really nicely. Now, my losing trade was still in line with that bias, and that's why I'm happy with the loss, right? I still stuck to the rules of my plan. So you can see here, By this time, we've really, displaced on the 4 hour. And basically what I was looking for was a pullback into here to then take a position, okay? That was basically the trade. Still in alignment. I still believe high of the week was locked in on the weekly candle. And basically, targeting this liquidity. So I looked for a entry actually on EU on the following day. It was a Tuesday. And if we just go from the high time frames again, you can see here that we're coming from a daily fair value gap on EU and also a weekly fair value gap on EU as well, right? So we have this weekly fair value gap here. So at this stage, because we're trading this weekly candle, we don't know if this weekly fair value gap has been respected or disrespected yet because it's still an ongoing candle. But I'm just looking at DXY shorts for my overall bias on EU and GU. So let's go back to the 1 hour, if it brings it up. Here we are. And you can see on Monday, we had displacement away from the daily fair value gap, and also we're inside this weekly fair value gap. So my position was waiting for this 4 hour to get tapped. So at this time, it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm in bed, asleep at this point. But on Tuesday, I actually got in from a market order, and it was in the morning. Let's have a look. The 1 hour as well. So we're inside this 4 hour fair value gap. We're also inside 1 hour fair value gaps. And I believe it was actually around about here. Again, I can't remember the time, but I'll share the losing trade on the screen now, so you know what happens. And then basically I got in here covering the Monday low, believing that this is low of the week because DXY has high of the week. Targets were liquidity again. So just here, like so. And basically that was the trade setup. Okay. I think it's actually something like that. It's on the daily. Yeah, it was something like that. And as you can clearly see, it didn't have the legs for it, and I'll just play this forward, and I actually came out manually just before, I think it was around about Thursday I came out, but basically it was a 1% loss. Where is it? I think around about here makes sense. Came around about here, and basically it was a loss on EU. And it would have been a loss anyway, as you can clearly see. It would have stopped me out anyway, as the low of the week was taken. And also if we look at DXY, the trade idea here was invalidated as well because high of the week got took out. So this, we had all this was disrespected, and then the trade idea from this was actually disrespected by this, price action here. So as it stands, I'm just going to click off trade recap right now. We can see that the date of this time is the Monday the 12th of January. So I'm going to be trading this week if I see something, and once this week's played out, I'll be uploading a new trade recap. Again, win, lose, break even, doesn't really matter. I'm going to be sharing that, and hopefully you get value from this. So give me a total of about 3R. So took 2 winners for 2R on 2 separate proper firm accounts, and then I took a loss on EU, which gave me a total of about 3R. So hopefully you got value. If you have, don't forget to like, drop a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you next week.